Okay, so all of you need to mute yourself. So today we are going to start page object model, but before that we will see why we need this, and then we will directly jump to learn it. And of course assertion. So two or three topic are left, like assertion, page object model and properties file, and then we will start test-ng. Okay, so now from today you can say that your framework part is started. So we will learn each entity separately, and then we will merge that and create a framework. Okay, so from today you need to pay attention more. Okay, because framework is one of the most important part which interviewer expects you to explain in interview. Okay, because today everybody is learning Selenium. A lot of platforms are present, like blogs are present, YouTube videos are present, so everybody is learning Selenium. So what interviewer expects in interview, that you have a sound knowledge of the framework also, because the people who have real time experience will not face any problem in explaining a framework. But if you have not that much experience, 2 or 3 years working in framework, so you need to pay more attention. Okay, but you still, if you want to learn and explore after that, you can do that, right? Because nothing is done nowadays like core. Okay, everything will be done in framework only. So once you will start building your project after this course, then you have to uh, make your project in framework only. Okay, now the question arises, there are many types of framework present in market, like Cucumber, the BDD framework, which is one of the most popular framework. Page object model nowadays very popular. Okay, 90 to 95% companies are switching to this concept. And even if you will be in a software test industry, then you might be seeing that this is happening nowadays. So Cucumber for API automation is very popular, but in terms of the website automation, web automation, the page object model is very popular. That's why we are picking up this for your training purpose. Okay, once you learn something, now after that you can also explore by yourself, like, so here we will start page object model today. I will give you short brief, right? I will give you few examples, and you need to explore as much as you want, right? So before starting page object model, I would like to know, anybody have idea about this concept? Anybody have a short brief idea? Anybody has a theoretical idea, not practical? If not possible, then not okay. But if you have some theoretical idea also, you can tell here, so that I can know that how much deeply I need to explain, and not only this, and much more things. Anybody have some knowledge about this? Okay, so I am sharing my screen here. See, let me present your website also. I have uh, send you in this chat box, this one. Okay, so you guys can copy this website URL. In this URL you need to practice before your project starts. This is the site you need to practice. Okay, so this is actually live website for practicing automation, web automation. Okay, now see, this is home page. Okay, just remove this, then you can understand. This is home page. What is home page? Domain name, right? Slash index.php means the home page. Okay, so this is home page. You guys can see this is home page. And how many elements are present in this home page? See, we are not going to count because it is nearly impossible to count the elements present in this skin. But see, this tab, this tab, this tab, these tabs are present. Why guys you don't join on time? This is okay. Okay, so these are some tabs. Okay, so means this is home page, and in this home page many objects are present. Objects means web elements, because see, if you have to go something somewhere, you need address, and in every in the website, if I talk about a website, every web element has a separate address, right? And you can create the separate address by using XPath, ID, and much more locators are present that you can use that. Okay, so in this web page, in this home page, you can see this widget, and these are widgets present. Now this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, that many of web elements present. This is also a web element, this is also a web element. How to pay dues, this is also a web element. This text is also a part of web element. Okay, everything that you can see in a website, these are some other web elements. This anything that you can see here is a web element. Now if I say that you have to click on this sign in button, so what will you do? First of all, you need to create a locator for it. Either that will be ID locator, either that will be a CSS selector, either that will be XPath, whatever it will be. But you need to create a address which will be unique for it. Okay, so you need to create a unique locator for it, and then you will use dot click method to click on it, right? Suppose and this is a contact us button, right? If I say that you need to click on contact us button, because you have a requirement to test that this contact us functionality is present in your website or not, right? So contact us button is present in your website or not. So what will you do? You will locate it uniquely and click on it. Okay, this is home page. In home page, you can see this is contact us button, this is sign in button. Suppose I clicked in this sign in button. Now I say that you need to click on contact us button. Okay, so what will you do? See, now you are not in home page, right? Now you are in sign in page, right? Sign in page, sign up page, right? Because home page doesn't have this sign in and sign up. See, understand the use case, then if you are learning any concept, then it will be more convenient for you to understand. Okay, because before learning anything, you need to know why we are learning this concept, what's the need of it. See, in home page these two buttons are present, right? This is header, right? This is header part, and this is footer part, right? These will be common in all places. Suppose you have to write 100 test cases. Okay, you have to write 100 test cases. Will you write this locator value 100 times in those 100 test cases separately? No, because that will be not code reusability. Okay, so why did we learn the OOPS concept? Okay, so it means that if you have to use a single locator in 100 places, you need to write it only once. Okay, and use 100 times. Okay, so for that you need to store those locators value in separate place. From there you can grab that. Okay, so this is about page object model. Okay, this is about page object model. Means I was in this home page, I clicked on sign in button, but now our next test case is to click on contact us button and check whether this button is present or not. Okay, so will I write this sign in button or this contact us button locator uniquely again? No. Why we will do that? Once we write, we need to use multiple times. This is about code reusability, right? Write once, use many times, right? So for that we need to store all our locators separately inside a class, okay, inside a object, inside a page object, right. So what page object model says, now it comes to this. If you want to write this definition, or otherwise many websites are also giving same definition, nothing different, because the concept is same, okay. So let me close it. See, then what you need to do, you need to write all locators separately, okay. So here we are going to learn this concept. Page object model simply says that for every single web page there should be a separate web object page class. Means if you have home page, so you need to create class home page objects, and you need to store all the locators inside home page object class, okay. Now if you are in sign in page, then it says that it should be a class sign in objects, okay. Name you can give anything, right, but the format of giving name should for all classes should be same, so that you can understand, right. And if you want, then you can store them inside a different package also, okay. So I hope you guys are understanding this concept. If you have any problem, you can ask him. Now see, I will create a separate project, Maven project. What happened? Okay. Let's close it, and I will create a new one. Configuration problem may be occur sometimes. Let's change the workspace. Let me restart this Eclipse, because previously it was working, so something like configuration issues may be occur. I think that I have selected that part, that's why it won't be working. So meanwhile I will create not a Maven project if this time it will not be working. I'll fix this issue, and then if it okay. So let me create simple Java project, and here I will explain to you. Okay. So in Maven, what you have, I have corrupted Maven now, so I need to fix it, and then I will start teaching this in Maven. Okay, meanwhile you can understand this. In Maven you have a test folder and a Java folder, right? So you need to write all your test cases in test folder only. Okay, so meanwhile until I fix this, you need to use all your you need to write all your cases in test cases in this test folder. Okay, so in Maven. Okay, so now I am doing this in this normal core Java part, and I will create two folders here. One is test cases, okay, and another one will be home page objects, means page objects. Okay, so in this page objects I will create a class home page objects. Okay, so what is it means? It means that all my home page web elements will be here in this class. Okay, and this test cases class will have all the test cases. Means if you are performing the sanity, this will be sanity package. If you are performing the regression, this will be regression package. If you are performing the contact us form test cases, you can name the package according to the your module, right? So and these things are decided by the test architect or the test manager. So you need not to worry about this, but you need to have knowledge about this, that package name should always be either mapping to module name or either mapping to the concept name that you are implementing. Means if I am going to automate this contact space, suppose, right? So all your class name should be what? Contact us testing, right? Because there may be 50 to 60 test cases for this contact us forms, right? Because this is normal simple contact us form, but in the real time your website may be a long multiple attributes are here, multiple features are here in this context form, right? Like in same in sign in, you need to write 4 to 5 test cases for it. First, if your username and email and password is correct, and then you click on sign in, you need to directly sign in, right? So this is one test case. Second, email is correct but password is incorrect, this is second, vice versa. Third, and if both are incorrect, both are these are 4 test cases. These are normal 4 test cases. Suppose you are going to create a account and click on here, so you need to create email for it, right? And in the account creation there may be username, password, male, female, everything will be there, right? So according to that you need to give your package name, right? Simply here I am using just 1 or 2 test cases for explaining this concept, that's why I have given this name test cases. Okay, now see, all your home page web elements should be where? Inside this home page object class. Okay, now and why my this let me tell you also why this my Maven is corrupted, because today I was trying to install the testng, right? Testng plugin here. So at that time it asked me to override the Maven. Some dependencies are will be matching at that time, whatever the Eclipse are doing with the Maven. We don't know what we just are coding, we don't know the background things are happening installing softwares, right? So in the you don't need to forcefully install in that time, you meantime you need to skip that process, because your Maven will be also corrupted in that case. Okay, so as I need to expend time to fix it, you don't need to do that. Okay, so here I am in home page. Okay, I am in home page. Now suppose I want to click on this sign in page. Okay, because I want to normal sign up, right? So I need to click in this sign in button, right? So I need to write locator for it. Now this time suppose let me write first simply, and then I will copy some lines here. Package info, let me first write a test case class, test case example. I will check main method, okay, and I also need to import all the libraries because I am not using Maven here. So I need to import all the Java jars, Selenium jars, right? I hope this will be working. Okay, now I'll copy that code. Okay, somewhere if I have written collection, no, there is no. Let me write it again. System dot set property, okay. Now here I am going to use Chrome driver dot Chrome dot driver, and now where it exists, let me copy that place also. Where my Chrome drivers actually present, okay, this one, okay. So I will copy this place, Chrome driver dot exe. Now create a web driver class, okay. Now driver dot find element by dot xpath, and I will write xpath for it, and let me inspect it. See, once I am here, I am highlighting here, right? If I am highlighting here, then this is getting highlighted, means I am in the wrong attribute, right? So this anchor tag, this A is our tag name, and then this sign in, right? This is text. Nothing is like unique here. Its class name is also unique. You can use this, right? But there may be chance that in this website there may be another login class, right? That is not possible because there will be only one sign in, right? But the text like sign in will be unique in this web page, right? So you have two choices, you either you use this class, either you use this text. I am using this text to create a unique entity, right? Tag name is A, right? Anchor tag. So I hope now you guys are expert in creating web or web elements. Contains text, right? Now I have written. Now I am not using, as of now I am not using the page object pattern, just I am showing you previously how we were doing this, right? Dot click. But see, here we need to move to that website first, right? So we need to driver dot get, and we need to navigate to that website. Then in this URL I will find this sign in button, right? So let me use this first. So what this step says, again I will explain quickly. See, this I have the set up the web driver, right, where my web driver resides, right. Then I have created the Chrome driver class object, right. Then I have navigated to that website. You have two choices, either use get and either you use navigate, right. So I have used the get method, and then I am trying to find a sign in web element there, and once I will find it I will click on that. Okay, so I will run this program. Or the error came, session not created. Okay, I will run it again. If these types of error coming, you need to run that again. Chrome driver only support version 85. Let's leave it. I need to give another Chrome driver path. This will be previous one. I will give the path of another Chrome driver, JAS and drivers, and this one. Okay, that Chrome driver may be older version, that's why this is giving error Chrome drive, right. So I will give this path because this is for updated version. Okay, so that's why this is a error here. So I have changed this, and then you need not to worry about this. I have stored, I am working since long, so I have multiple garbage available in my machine. So in your case this error will not be coming. It is redirecting, and then it should click on this sign in button. If my locator is correct, okay, it clicked, right. Okay, this happened, means my test case is correct. Now suppose tomorrow you are in this contact us page, in this page, and I said to you just need to click in this sign in button, right. Again you need to write this same code again, right. You will write this same code again. Okay, you will redirect to this website and you will write the same code again, right. And this is just one line. You said why not write it again, this is a single line. But tomorrow if this is being used in 100 places, then what will you do? In that case you need to write it 100 times, right. So better to store this web element in a separate place, which is actually your page object, right, class. Okay, so here I will store this home page inside this home page object, because this sign in button is part of home page. Now you'll say that I am here, if I am here still in this page, this is also part. If I am this contact us page, this is actually common, that's why we are saying it home page. You can create like this header footer object, header object, footer objects, right. Now else you can, this is totally your choice. Concept simply says that you need to store all the locators inside separate place. Now how your project, how your architect design, that depends to him, because if I take this website as an entity, then I will say that you need to write like header and footer, because your headers and footers are stable here. But in multiple website this is not happening. Like if you are going to join, if you are going to automate the Amazon, right? So see, if I am here, if I am here in this game accessories, now you can see sometimes your header might also be changed, right? If I am here in home page, and if I am going to electronics part, here it's, you can see that sometimes some attributes might be changing, like orders, right? So here nothing like that. Okay, so if I go to, means any place, if you go to cart, you can see multiple things are changing, right? And if you again click on this sign in button, create a list, right? So see, multiple things may be changing in this website. One or two entity are changing, but in other websites the multiple things are changing, so you cannot create like header and feed footer, right? So once, this is actually explanation, see the concept you need to learn. Okay, so here I am taking this website as an entity. Okay, and I need to store this sign in button, contact us, okay, this phone number, this, right, which are in home page, right? Right, these women dresses, t-shirts, right? And these are the part of footer, these are, but still these are part of our home page. Okay, one example I'll take here, like sign in button. So you need to write like this, by dot xpath by sign in is equal to by dot xpath, and here you need to give save. So once I have created, I need not to give that again and again, just use this. Okay, something is wrong here.
One more bracket I have to remove.
Wait. Okay, so this exactly was in wrong place. Okay, now let me write code first, then I'll explain. And here public web element sign in, and then return. Okay, so if I am using this driver, then I should have the web driver object here, create the web driver object here, web driver and driver. Okay, now here I will return driver dot find element and this sign in, and this sign in what it stores, this sign in what is store, it is store totally this by dot x path and then locator value. And what this error is coming, it's asking to add a return statement. Okay, now error is gone. See, this way you need to create your locator uniquely. Now see, understand the concept. This by class is actually created to store all the locators. Okay, like simple what this line means, right? Driver dot find element. Now this is stored in form of this variable, right? So internally what is written here, driver dot find element by dot x path and everything after this simple whatever here I have written. Okay, so nothing magic I am doing here, but I am returning in form of a method here. Okay, why I am doing this, so that this method once I need this sign in web element, I will directly call this method in that place, right? But I am not writing again and again, right? Because if I need to use this locator in Java, I have one choice, that anything that is being reused multiple times, so we need to create separate methods for that, right? So simply we are doing same thing here also, right? We have stored our unique web element in form of method, and once I will need that sign in web element, I will directly call it. Okay, I have declared this variable in form of or locator value. This is my locator value, right? And this locator value I am returning to my class, wherever I will use this, I will call this. Okay, whenever I will need this. Okay, now instead of writing this, just comment this line, right? And now I don't need to write it my locator here. Suppose this is the 100th place where I am using this sign in button. Okay, so what I will ask you to do, just go and create object for this home page class and use this method. And here you guys will have one learning also. Okay, now spo dot sign in method stores what, sign in page web element. Okay, and you need to click on that. What does this?
Hello.
Yes.
Can I ask one thing?
Oh, sure.
Uh, can we use that by using extend keyword from that class? Using extend keyword
Extends inheritance.
yes, yes. Means from that class to this class.
See, there may be a problem in that case, and one by one we will learning these things. See, suppose instead of using the here what I am using, this you can say this is has a relationship which I am using here. Okay, if I use extends home page objects, right, and tomorrow you have to use other page locator here, means suppose you are sign in page and you want to use sign in page locator, right? So now once you have extended the, like you have extended the home page object. Okay, now how will you write here that sign in page object, because Java doesn't support multiple inheritance in terms of classes. Okay, So suppose you have 100 page object classes. Now what will you do? This is one case because of what I am not using here extends. Okay. Second case is that suppose in this home page you have more than 100 web elements. Okay, but this means more than 100 methods, right? And you need to use only one. Okay, you have to use only one. Still these all 100 methods are coming in your in this class, which is actually causing the loading, right? This class will be heavy class, means it will be creating it will be storing lots of memory, consuming lots of memory, right? You need to use only one method and you are using it, right? And multiple things are there because of what I am not using. This you will learn by practice. Okay, so I have to use this single locator, that's why I am using this single locator value here. You can mute yourself if you are
Yeah, yes,
also.
there is one another question.
Okay,
In
okay,
home page class.
okay,
Hello.
okay.
Yes. In that sign in, what is that data type? Sign in data type.
This
That
is
data type.
this is
Yes,
act
yes. Sign
this
in that data type. What is that data type?
this is actually by type of data type which is storing a web element.
Means by type stores the web element.
Yes.
Can we use web element also? Can we use? No?
No, no,
Means we can use web element also in spite of that by in place of that by.
no. Actually, this is a web element. Okay. Now, if you
Yes.
are saying this web element, that we
Yes.
need to
Yes.
store web element.
Yes.
Okay. Now see, you need to cast this also as a web element. Okay. But see, this is not this is not actually a full web element. When full web element, it will be when you will be see, once you will be here, see, once you will be here. Okay, and you are in this web page. Okay, and you are in this web page, means you are redirected to this web page, and this is your web element. Okay, but see here, and this web page will be stored in a some web driver, right? See, in this here, this is only a locator value. Okay, this is actually locator value, means this is just address, but you are not standing to that place, right? Now you are standing to that place. When your driver says, what driver stores? Web driver actually stores the address of that, means that particular location, means this driver has information about automationpractice.com. Currently it doesn't have. I will coming to that topic. Okay, but this driver actually stores automationpractice.com, right? Here I have not given, I will pass it to in a constructor. Okay, so let me go to that part first. Okay, so this by stores actually a locator. In form, you can say that it stores web element, because web element has a locator value, right? You still have doubt?
No, no, clear.
Okay, see, now here I have, what I have did, hpo dot sign in dot click. What does it mean? This I have created object for this class. Okay, dot sign in. Sign in means this method I have called, which means it has now located to this automation practice, this value, right? Now after that I am clicking to that particular web element after locating that, right? Now let me run it. It will fail, and I will show you why. it will not click to that. See, it hasn't clicked in this sign in button. Why? Null pointer exception. Why? See, now one by one understand it. What happened? This driver dot get automation practice.com, it has redirected to this one. Okay, now it has created the object of homepage class. Okay, now in this homepage I have called the sign in method, right? Sign in method, and sign in method what stores this locator value, right? This web element, and I am clicking on that, but see, this driver doesn't know anything about that automation practice.com. This is actually null. If we'll print this, let me print here inside a method like here sys out, and I will print this. I will run this test case. See, null, because in this class I have given the driver information, right? The driver contains this URL to be redirected, right? And this is redirecting to this automation practice.com. But here, once you move to this, once you are clicking on this sign in locator, this sign in locator doesn't have any information about that URL, right? Because this driver inside this class is null. So I need to pass it inside my constructor so that this value will be passed to there, right? So for that we need to create a constructor which is same as class name. Okay, and here inside this constructor I have to, if I have to store that driver object, then I need to, right, and here driver. And why I have did this, you need to watch the constructor video, and here I will pass my this driver, right, so that this information will be passed to there, right? Now see, it should be public because constructor, if that public, then only accessible to that class. Okay, I have passed this driver storing what, automation practice.com, and this will be coming here. I will be receiving this variable here, and I am assigning. Why? Because this is local variable, its scope is limited to this constructor only. That's why I have declared this variable here. Okay, normal Java concept, so that this if this is at the declared at the class level, this can be used throughout the class. Okay, so here I am assigning to this to avoid ambiguity. Okay, and then I will click there. Now this time this print method should print what, automation practice.com, and it should click on that.
Yeah. If I have more than one class, then in every class we can create a constructor.
Wait, what the error came, no such element, unable to locate element, export contains sign in. Okay, why this happened? Wait, let me run it again. sign in contains this locator value and then driver. That doesn't make sense, but it should. No such element. Unable to locate XPath contains text sign in. I have created some mistake here. Wait. And then maybe it will be case sensitive. Okay, it clicked on this, and if you see the driver information, you can see this value is present here. This is not null this time. Okay, this is containing, and this you are seeing in form of actually hash code form you are seeing. Now someone was asking something.
If there is one class, if I have more than one class, then every time we can create a constructor for that.
If you have more than one class,
Yeah,
yeah, means what you are asking.
yeah. At the home page, go to home page.
Okay,
There is only one class, yeah, public class home page object.
okay,
Okay, so if we have more than one class, that is and two or three class, then we can create constructor for every class.
means if you have sign in page object, if you have a login page object, means you have contact us page object, you want to say that I have to create a constructor for all the classes. Yes, you have to do that. You have to do that. So this is about the page object pattern, right? So uh, see, if you have 100 locators in our home page, so all those should be stored in this home page object class, right? Don't think that this will be 2000 line code. Yes, this will be a 2000 line code, because this pattern says this. Okay, you need to search your concern only in that place. You do not to look all the things, right? So this is about page object pattern. If you have multiple locators, don't write it again and again, just you write it once and use everywhere, right? So for every single web page there should be a separate web page class. Okay, this is about page object model, POM, and this is most popular in interviews also. Okay, so this is one entity of your framework designing. So in next class we will learn the assertions, how to fail your script, right? See, your test case fails, you will see manually, but how your automation will know that your test case is fail. In next session